This is Wicked Roadie, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are almost out of March. March is almost done.
Yes.
We are transitioning into April.
Thank goodness.
What's the one that's in like a lion, out like a lamb? Is that?
Ooh, I think it's March.
Okay, so
March is in like a lion, out like a lamb. If not, because April showers bring May flowers. So
okay, that works. And May flowers bring pilgrims. So thank you, religious freedom and intolerances.
How did you like March?
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't too crazy. I mean, we had the blizzard that almost wasn't, so that was okay. Trying to think what else really happened in March. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's kind of quiet on the football and baseball side. Well, there's spring training, but
and this Friday is I know my husband's having a fantasy baseball draft party. Like this is when the fantasy stuff really picks up.
Yeah, that'll all start firing up this weekend over the next few days because baseball starts, I believe the season officially opens on Monday, April 3rd. And that's for Major League. And for Minor League, it opens up on the 6th. The Pawtucket Red Sox will be on the road for a few days, and then they come back on April 10th. They'll be opening up at home. And when they do their home opener, that's when they have all the police and firefighters come out and do the flag presentation.
Wow.
They really do a great job. I mean, the stadium is always packed, but you can still get tickets. And the game starts, I believe it's 6:05. So it's always one of those things where you want to go, you want to have a great time, but it will be a chilly night. Mm-hmm. As the sun goes down. Sit on the first baseline side so you get the sun as it goes down. And so you have the heat and warmth as long as possible. I myself, though, will be up in a nice little booth up top side with a blanket. Yeah, well, cozy's the operative word. We'll see how comfortable that chair feels after 71 games.
Have you had to learn any additional baseball terms or slang? Like, how are you prepping to be the voice of the Pawtucket Red Sox?
I am reading random scripts, for like 20, 30 minutes a day. Just pull up something random online and just reading it. Preferably something that is written not exceptionally well, just so I can train myself a little better to, in case I ever got something that was a last minute throw together and try to, just train a little bit that side. But aside from, there's some rules I got to follow, but aside from that, just.
Do you get to say things like swing bada bada bada? Because that's all I hear from my husband, and I'm like, this isn't normal.
No, that's what fans can yell.
Okay,
I can't.
Good.
I can't. I am. I'm only. And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now batting, the center fielder, number such and such.
You're just the official voice.
I am just the voice of the stadium. So
I like it.
The Dorset tones. The one thing I got to remember though is I can't yell like outside. And so I've really focused this year on not yelling. Mm-hmm. Because I will yell real loud and I will blow my voice out for a few days.
And that won't work.
No, it's not good. So I try to keep it calm.
But everyone just needs to hear this velvety tone of yours that we get to hear in Wicked Roadie every week.
Well, there you go. So if you're tuned in while you're on the road or just, sitting back listening to my Dorset tones as Blake Larson does, getting errands done, just listen and enjoy the episode. And if there's anything that you enjoy or you want to check out, you want more information of, hit us up on the website, wickedroadiepodcast.com. All right, Mary, wicked interesting. What'd you find this week?
Do you know what the letters DIY stand for?
Yes.
Tell me.
Do it yourself.
That's right. Now, do you ever do it yourself, like a little crafts or anything that you could build?
We are presently in the massive bathroom remodel project of 2017.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, believe it or not, there is a National DIY Day on April 2nd.
Oh, wow.
Where people are just really encouraged to go out and do things yourself, especially when it comes to crafts. So we're going to be having a local event going on through Blooming Artisan. We talked about Blooming Artisan before. They had a great event for terrarium building. So this one is actually going to be about fairy gardens. It's happening on Sunday, April 2nd. from 11 till 3 at the arcade just downtown in Providence. Now, fairy gardens. I'm assuming you may not know what these are, but you do have some nieces. So do you know about fairy gardens?
Isn't that the, like, when you have it in the backyard and you have, like, all sorts of things with wings?
Yeah.
That's about it, right?
Well, you can also make little versions of them in planters, but you get to add little magical, whimsical creatures or little trees. So you're kind of creating a micro environment for these fairies to come to if they wanted to visit your backyard. I think they're amazing. I've actually seen a bunch of them when I've gone on walks. There's even one in Patuxent Village.
Oh, wow. This is a big one.
In Cranston. I've gone for a walk in this neighborhood, and this person has a straight up fairy garden in their front yard, and I'm really excited because I know what it is. So if you want to roll up your sleeves, get in some much needed you time, this is a great event to check out. You can take your friends, you could take your family, and a portion of these events, because it's through this National Do-It-Yourself Day, are going to be donated to Adopt a Classroom. So it's just a great way to have a new skill. We've talked a few times on the podcast about how spring is coming. You might want to get your hands into the soil.
There you go.
So advanced registration is encouraged. Tickets are $35 at the door, but if you do the early bird discount, if you purchase it before the 31st, so right when this episode comes out, if that sounds like something you want, you can save $5 per ticket. So that is what's wicked interesting. And here is what's wicked fun in the 401. We just talked about how, of course, March 31st is coming up. So that means the day after March 1st, hold on tight. It is April Fool's.
Yes, and we will not announce that will be the last day our podcast. We're not closing it down. Any rumors you may hear out in the Projo world or online, we are not going anywhere.
Never fear.
Exactly. Let's put that to rest. But what do you have? Do you have something happening on April Fool's?
Yeah, there's actually a huge April Fool's night celebration at Foolproof Brewery. Look at them. They're celebrating their favorite night of the year.
Okay.
It's kind of their special night, of course, since their name is Foolproof. So Foolproof Brewery is in Pawtucket. They produce awesome, delicious, handcrafted beers. I've been there a few times. Each of their beers was designed with specific experience in mind. And let me tell you, when you go there, the experience of this brewery is what you get. The people who work at Foolproof are just so excited, like just pumped about being able to work with these beers and these brews and to educate you. So I've had a blast. They're going to be having an event with the music by Kickin' Brass. They're going to show you their newest brew, the Grotto IPA, and some other unique beer offerings. So tickets to this event are $25. They include a foolproof glass, so you could take that home and
a little souvenir.
Right, so fun. 2 beers and a $12 take-home beer voucher and a food sample. So
perfect.
You're really getting your money's worth. That's, of course, on Saturday, April 1st, April Fool's, from 7 to 10 p.m. And the best part about this is there's plenty of parking.
Oh, that's the gold standard in Rhode Island events. Parking.
Right?
Is there parking?
Is there parking? Do I have to pay for it? Will I be able to find my car without having to call like a parking garage attendant?
Or hit the
answer
alarm
is
button.
yes. Oh, yes.
Hit the alarm button. Sure. Well, the next day, if you want to work off all the food and beer that you drink, there's a Zumbathon fundraiser happening for an East Bay girl who's actually the Rhode Island Miss High School America representee.
Ooh.
She's heading to the pageant down there in Little Rock, Arkansas, late in June. But Allison DePross, who is actually one of my neighbors, she lives right down the road from me. She visited the house the other day. She came by. She said, "Hey, you got a podcast? Can you talk about this?"
Awesome.
Absolutely. So it's a $10 donation, and it's taking place at the Franklin Court Community Room. Now, that's in Bristol. It's right off of around Wood Street, Franklin area. Beautiful venue, and there's plenty of parking on site. So there you go. But that takes place on Sunday at 11 a.m. It's a Zumbathon, and it's all to help her raise the funds that she needs to go down there. Now, listen, I am not a fan. And I may offend people when I say this. I am not a fan of going to the local grocery store and having kids stand out there or the coffee shop, kids standing out there just with a can saying, "Hey, give me some change." I hate that.
Yeah.
And I don't give change.
Okay. Wow.
So if you want to earn money for a
cause,
a trip or a team, do something. Wash a car, bake cookies, do something. Give me a product, and so something like this, it's $10, which is, believe it or not, it's usually cheaper than the cost of a drop-in Zumba class. You're going to get a great Zumba class. You're going to have a fun workout, meet some new people down in the East Bay. Can't beat it. So check that out on Sunday, April 2nd.
That's a great idea.
What else do we have going on?
A foolishly mad tea party. We're talking about April Fool's Day and all these great things. So, of course, Alice in Wonderland. We have the Mad Hatter. He has a tea party. It's just crazy town.
Tea!
Right? A lot of you have seen the Johnny Depp version now of Alice in Wonderland, or the Disney version.
Seen it. I've just seen that one scene.
You've just seen that? Well, you nailed it.
Thank you. I saw it a lot of times.
This event is going on by Amenity Aid. It's happening on April Fool's Day, Saturday, April 1st, from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. at the Hampton Inn and Suites, like in the Warwick Airport area. So this is a great fundraiser where you just get to go. They highly recommend that you wear hats. It's going to be a crazy, colorful, curious experience. They're going to have, tons of bites to eat, a cash bar, tea bar, food from Providence, the PVD Donuts, Granny Squibb's iced tea, raffles, photo booth from our friends at Blue Flash.
Oh, good.
Right?
Hello.
Right? There's going to be characters from Alice in Wonderland. So it's really, really a great event, especially for those of you who love the whimsical nature of Alice in Wonderland. But as I said, this is going to benefit Amenity Aid. So Amenity Aid is a small volunteer-run charity who really help with feminine products, essential care personal products, soap, shampoo, deodorant, all that stuff. Yeah. And they support organizations like Crossroads or the Operation Stand Down or the House of Hope. So people who really need the most basic things in life. Yeah. And that's what Amenity Aid does. So it is an 18-plus event. Yep. And as I said, lots of fun things, raffles, and it all goes to an awesome cause.
Well, the other thing, too, is some of the other organizations, they help out, like the Warm Center that I know that's down in Westerly. Lucy's Hearth is in Middletown. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Center, that's in Newport, and North Kingston Food Pantry. So these places they're helping are really all over the state. So one event to help out all the different organizations that are located throughout the state. So it's not just going one area. So that's really cool that they can reach out and do that. So and when was that? That's on Saturday.
That's correct? On Saturday, all April Fool's Day itself. And as I said, it's at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Warwick. Okay,
perfect. Well, on Monday, it's the first Monday of the month, and that means the John Allmark Jazz Orchestra will be taking the stage at the Met in Pawtucket at 8:30 p.m. Now, as I've told you before, this will be a 14 to 16-piece big band. Some of the best musicians in New England, they get together to play some really just, big band jazz, new stuff, old stuff. It will blow your mind. If you've got kids that are taking trumpet lessons or saxophone lessons or any instrument, bring them to this event. It is family friendly. You think, okay, it's at the Met. Maybe yes, it is technically a club, but on this night, there's tables and chairs out. You can have a seat, and the music will literally blow your mind. It's such a wonderful night of music, and how these guys and girls work together to pull this music together. And it's not like they rehearse. So this is all sight reading. So it's a really unique challenge. This is really like the way it used to be many years ago.
And you said this is the first Monday. Why do you say that? Does it happen every first Monday?
Yeah, it happens every first Monday of the month through the winter, and they're considering in the summer doing it every Monday like they used to do. So it's one of those things where, this kind of live music, especially on a Monday night, is so perfect. Just go hit it up, grab dinner nearby, and then go over there. You won't be disappointed. You will leave out of there bouncing and
singing a tune.
Very, very happy.
This week's wicked family-friendly event is the Rhode Island Kids Consignment Sale.
This kind of an idea or concept is so beyond me, but it is huge. Mainly because I don't have kids, but this is insane.
You've probably heard friends who have kids talk about this event. I mean, it's huge. It's something that mothers and fathers and people like me look forward to. It happens twice a year, and it's actually going to be happening next week, but we wanted to give you a heads up because it's starting actually on Wednesday. Okay. And basically this consignment sale is something where people have donated their clothes and they get to make some money off of it, and whatever does not get sold over the few days that it's going on, it supports Foster Forward with the donations and unsold items. So it is for kids, it's for families, it's for toys, it's for books, DVDs, shoes, babies and girls and junior sizes, even some men and women selections, shoes for adults, all different kinds of stuff. But if you're a busy parent like myself and spring is now here, and you're saying my kid can't fit into like I put actually a t-shirt on my son the other day, and it's a belly shirt. So
well, his mom and dad are tall,
right? He would totally fit in a Britney Spears video right now, but that is not going to work for me. So I know myself, I'm going to be checking this out. It is held at the Wide World of Indoor Sports South in North Kingstown.
Okay.
Ginormous
place.
venue.
Okay.
And there's going to be over 70,000 items. Here's the scoop. It opens to the public on Thursday, April 6th.
Okay.
Starts early in the morning, 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Well, wait a second. You said a few minutes ago, you said it started on Wednesday.
Yeah, because if you're a seller, you get to go on Wednesday.
Okay.
If you are a Wicked Roadie listener, we're going to have a coupon code for you on our website.
Special perk.
You get to go into the special pre-sale and save $3, because you would normally have to pay to go to the special pre-sale day.
Sure.
Holy smokes. Talk about cool.
That's so great.
Right? So if you're busy Wednesday or Thursday, don't worry. It also goes on next weekend. And on Sunday, items are marked reduced to half price.
Do they have the guy from Family Guy, the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tooth man guy? Do they have him announcing that day?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would just be like crazy pandemonium. It's like when Monster Truck show comes in. Pay for the whole seat. You only need the edge.
So check it out if you have the need. They do restock on Friday, so brand new stuff comes out next weekend. But check it out, the Rhode Island Kids Consignment Sale.
Now, last week, we gave you an idea for a wicked romantic suggestion, and we said, if you're going on a first date, take them to a bridal show or a wedding show. Well, if you had any experience with that, we'd love to hear from you. If you decided to postpone your first date plans, we've got a great idea for you this weekend. It's Ace Aceto's Royal Flush Comedy Show, and it's taking place on Saturday, April 1st at 9 p.m. at New Park Grand. Now, Ace Aceto, he is he's a very up-tempo, fast-moving comedian. He has this show going on Saturday night at the Newport Grand, the place that used to, the building that used to say.
Right after you get off the highway and you take that second exit, I feel like.
Exactly. It's the building that used to say slots.
Yes.
Slots.
Very descriptive. Tell me what you do there. Yeah.
Slots.
Now it's much more exciting.
Exactly. Yes. It's all sorts of excitement there. But he brings together two of New England's favorite headlining comics as well as himself. And, he always brings different comedians in, and sometimes you don't even know who it is until right at the very end. So it's a full night of wonderful comedy, and it's free because it's at the Newport Grand. Yeah,
awesome. And I saw that he's a Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Famer, so he is really, really.
Oh, he's hilarious. He fills in from time to time on talk radio with Matt Allen. He'll do like a funny recap of the news. A couple of years ago, he was one of the Men and Women of the Year, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, their campaign every year with our friend Carla Mulhern. Mm-hmm. So he has been all over the place in Rhode Island. Actually, he will be coming on an upcoming episode of Carpooling with Ben pretty soon. I told him it would do wonders for his comedy career. He bought it, so don't tell him. Joke's on him. But that's happening on Saturday night, 9 o'clock at the Newport Grand. That's it?
That's it, my friend.
It's over?
Short and sweet,
but
goodness. You guys are now prepared for this weekend and for next week.
There's a wicked lot of information in this episode.
It's wicked fun.
Well, as we said in the beginning, everything we talked about today can be found on our website, which is wickedroadiepodcast.com.
We're also very social, guys. Seriously, I have my phone on me almost all the time.
Yep.
I have kids that keep me up at night.
It's crazy.
So then I go back on my phone because I have insomnia. I love social media. Ben loves social media. We know you love social media, so please find us, especially on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're posting photos, we want to see them. Tag us and use the hashtag WickedRoadie.
Yeah, if you want to get in on the fun too for advertising and sponsorship information, you can always email us And let's chat. wickedroadiepodcast@gmail.com.
Until next time, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Roadie. We'll have more for you next Thursday.
No, we won't. Just kidding. Yes, we will.
April Fools.